wanna know what you're thinking.
We'll go from there.
There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Front Row Negative, the podcast, not the YouTube channel, the podcast. I am your host, Aaron, along with my brother from another mother co-host, Chris.
Chris Foreman, a.k.a. This Fat Bitch, right here.
This fad bitch. That's... sir, you are a fad. You are a trending fad right now. So
hey, man. I'm a fad lord. What can I say?
A fad lord? Fad
right.
daddy?
Fad okay. Daddy Foreman.
Fad daddy?
That's the name for next episode.
Yeah, we'll see who we get on next up. Wait, yeah, we got okay. Anyways, let's jump in with our guest because we have a special guest with us. He is known throughout Houston as, depending on which show you went to, either an evil butcher or a good-natured butcher, depending on which one you went to. He has a prolific knowledge of pro wrestling. He's a huge comic book nerd. He might have attended more punk shows than I have been alive in my entire life. And he's even sang on stage with a few of those bands as well, too. So, impressive. Yeah, very impressive. I feel kind of jaded and jealous at the same time. Let's bring in Eric Slamilton Hamilton.
Wow, you really rolled out the red carpet on that one.
Yes.
Like I'm blushing. Like
I can't see because
showering me in praise.
Wait till you notice the red drapes.
Well, there are no drapes on him. You can't see the drapes.
So all I see is a fan behind his head. It's almost like you're like the saint of a podcast over there.
Who said I'm not? Patron saint of podcasts.
It's Saint Slamilton. So
Saint Slamilton, welcome, man.
I'll get a candle made. You know,
dude, you can do that for like $15. I'm sure.
Yeah, totally.
You'll have like
this
a pizza
is a buyer's
box.
Market.
You'll have a pizza box in one hand and a PBR in the other hand, and just
yeah. I'm here to enlighten your Friday nights.
Pretty much.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Thanks for having me on. This is great.
No problem. So, Chris, how you doing, man? It's Friday, end of the work week. It's always stressful. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Although I think you often forget I work retail.
Yes.
I have a day job. So my work week is not over. I still work at it as an yet unnamed Greater Houston area comic shop that I can't really promote on here yet because I haven't got clearance. But I can tell you that we have no goddamn Pokemon. Quit asking.
Well, don't tell my kids that.
I'm not worried about telling your kids, man, because it's not your kids asking. It's overweight, sweaty, 50-year-old men.
Hey, you got any Pokemon cards?
Yeah, hey man, I was just calling so you guys any Pokemon. My kid's really into Vivid Voltage. Is he? How old is he?
Really?
He's 3 weeks
old. Tell me about this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Kid.
Tell me about his feedback on his eBay store, you goon.
Tell your kid to name 3 Pokemon right now that we're in Generation 1. And go.
Right.
eBay Core.
eBay Core.
Feed Bacchus. And 5-Staricus. There you go.
Amazon Mander?
That's right, Amazon Mander.
That actually sounds almost legit.
It might
I'm not going to lie. Like,
it would be a secret rare.
Like, huh.
Do you guys buy Amazonicus? Because I have one.
Well,
oh my God.
Probably so. No, well, we were lucky because I think last weekend I took the kids to Target and we saw the remnants of a mighty battle that inserted in the card department. And we found 3 packs of Pokemon cards.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Amongst the pile of dead bodies.
Pretty much.
There's just like one fist holding up the 3 cards. Like,
right.
He was the guy, he just died from his wounds. He tried to get out of the mound of bodies and couldn't make it out.
There's a bunch of like dead bodies, backwards Yeti hats, a whole bunch of Salt Life stickers on the back of their shirts, some New Balances like that were green from lawn mowing all around.
There's a goddamn Target Con Post-it note because it's very exclusive, by the way. So you got to have the Post-it note on there. It says Target Con 2021, and it's going to say, "Clear my browser history."
and here's a Pikachu card too. As payment for doing that.
Please
No, we
don't
found-
use my bots.
Or use my bots for good. Please use my bots for good.
You might as well just
Bury
delete
me
them
with
at
my
that point.
inventory.
Well, so no Pokemon cards at your store. Eric, how are you doing?
I'm good. Luckily, I don't have to deal with Pokemon cards or people calling about them, so that's a plus. And
That's good.
yeah, my work week is over, so I'm looking at a 3-day weekend.
Sick.
I am as well. To my boss's dismay, he didn't want to give us the Monday off, but we got it off because
good.
in his world the sweatshops never close. But
Right.
we have Monday off, and I'm going to enjoy it as much as I
Yeah.
can with kids. So our first segment that we have is pretty much called like, what are you watching, playing, reading, or listening to? And since you're the guest, Eric, go first. What have you watched or read or listened to or gamed?
Let's see. So I'm definitely watching Loki.
Yes.
Because I mean,
yeah.
the MCU hasn't done anything horrible with their shows. I think they're all spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Loki's fantastic. It's such a great like way of storytelling.
Yeah.
And I'm totally enamored with it. Outside of that, I'm rewatching Rick and Morty. I don't know why. Like I feel like I'm too old for it, but they say fuck a lot. So can I say that?
They do. Yeah, you can say it on here.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like because
Welcome
I'm
to
watching
the
it on
Fuck
HBO
Bro Negative
Max,
podcast.
and it's completely uncensored, and it's great. I'm like, oh, this like I think I watched it on TV, and they bleep out a lot of stuff.
Oh, they do.
But like watching it on like a streaming service, it's like it reminds me more of like the Harley Quinn show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just all adult humor all around. They're like, yeah, it's on a kids network, but I don't think so.
No. It's
So,
like when you back in the day, you
rewatching
went and
that.
bought your CDs. You bought your CDs from Walmart, or you bought them from Sam Goody. Did you want the good CD, or did you want the shitty one?
Correct.
Well,
Thanks, Tivergore.
if you're on a budget, you went to Walmart. If you wanted to live that life, you went to Best Buy. So
Well, either way.
either
Yeah.
way.
Eric, I have an admission. I have not watched a single complete episode of Rick and Morty.
Really?
Really?
I have not.
Yeah, I'm
You
surprised by that.
Huh?
You have that
it's
on
fun.
DVD.
I don't have Rick and Morty on DVD.
We have that
Oh.
on DVD.
That's right. When you get married, you no longer have shit. It's
Right.
our shit.
Yes.
As a matter of fact,
Hey,
you know what?
hey.
We do have season 1 on DVD, don't we?
We have HBO Max.
Yeah. I don't have time for either one, so.
Hey, Chris, do you know about your favorite hoodie? It's now both of y'all's favorite hoodie.
Yeah. Yep.
It
It's
is.
the Raw
Yeah.
25th anniversary.
That's okay, though.
Yeah.
Where the hell is that hoodie, by the way?
In the
Bullshit.
this
I have not
episode
seen
of-
that thing in 6 months.
I will pull it out.
On this episode of
Well,
Front Row
speaking of-
Negative, the divorce.
Speaking of pulling out. No, I'm kidding. No, the thing is,
Oh,
that's an update for another day. Oh,
yeah, as long as your game's strong. I mean, do what you do, play
hey,
it.
man. Hey.
I lost that
Hey.
game twice.
You're at an 0-2 deficit.
Oh no! Hey, the drawbridge has been closed. It got cut. So
Yeah.
Jesus, this is the Battle of Helm's Deep or whatever. Like you're like, we've cut him off at the pass.
pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of your balls is Gimli, the other ball is Legolas. It's just like 1, 2, 3.
I got that
don't know where I'm going
McAfee
with
down.
that.
I got the McAfee virus protection down there now. Nothing's getting out anymore.
And she's legit digging for my
Anymore.
hoodie.
She's digging for the hoodie.
I'm feeling some kind of way about this. Like I want my hoodie.
Okay, here's the thing.
I'm
At one time, I only had 2 hoodies in my life, and winter came, and those hoodies disappeared. They ended up one ended up in Jen's car, the other one ended up somewhere in the house. So I went out and bought another hoodie. That one disappeared. So now I've got 10 hoodies all throughout the house, and she's asking why I've got so many hoodies. It's because
Right.
she keeps taking my jackets and hoodies. They have to have
Yeah.
backup.
You have to have
So-
one that you specifically leave in a car
Yeah.
for like emergencies.
I should
Emergency
do that.
hoodies are a real thing.
Well, when we sold the Focus, I cleaned it out. I found 2 of my hoodies in the backseat of her Focus that I didn't put there, and they were back there.
They're just
Whose
there.
hoodie is this? Who you
Where
been
they
seeing,
live.
woman? You bought that in 2008, Aaron. It is your hoodie.
No, I'm looking. I'm like, where the hell did this come from? Did I buy this? Was this one of mine? No.
Oh my god. No,
Yeah.
on the plus side though, being that we're nerds and collectors and what have you, my wife and I, she has a Masters of the Universe collection that I'm very proud of. So there's that.
Well, it's half
Now
yours,
both of
too.
you have a Masters of the Universe collection. It works that way too.
It
That's
does.
right. Exactly.
I pay for it.
Yeah, that's okay. I told her
Hey.
one day I'm gonna start wearing her bras just because.
Yeah.
Those are
Well,
Because they're your bras too.
That's
Yeah.
right. I'm a chubby guy. I got I got a little bit of action going on.
Maybe
Come on.
it's in the car.
I appreciate
I'm a
it.
card-holding
That
member.
too.
Yeah, all 3 of us are wrestling fans, so we're all card-holding members of the Black T-shirt Mafia. So
Yeah.
I
Pretty
hide
much.
these bad boys for the most part. I'm wearing a blue shirt today, so you can kind
Wait.
of see some definition. But hey,
They make T-shirts that aren't black.
Well,
yeah. Well, no,
John
this used
Cena
to
did.
this used to
Yeah.
be a comforter, and I cut it up because I just want to switch things up. So
Wait, really?
no, not at all.
People do that shit though.
They
No.
do that. They have done
It's
that.
kind of like punk rock, where you cut the shirt and you put it on the back of your Canadian tuxedo vest.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Kyle,
your-
you Kyle O'Reilly it. Look how cool and weird I am. Fucking-
With my almost
get
a
it.
mullet.
oh, dude.
hipster Cassidy.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Well, we'll get to wrestling here, and I mean, the elephant in the podcast. We're going to have to talk about wrestling, but the
Yeah, we're
thing
gonna have
is,
to. We're still in the
dude,
first segment.
yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's right, Simpleton. So, what are you also reading?
What else
Uh,
are you watching, reading, or doing?
That's really as far as I'm watching. I did watch season 2 of Black Summer on
Okay.
Netflix.
How is that? How is that?
It's not bad. There was parts of season 2 that dragged a little bit. Did you see the first season?
Mm-hmm.
And
No, I haven't
so-
watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, so to me, it's legit like one of the most realistic zombie shows
Okay.
because I think it's like the first episode, a guy's driving and this lady flags him down. She's like, "Please give me a ride. Please give me a ride. I'll suck your dick." And I'm like, okay, so that's very realistic. That is the kind of thing that would happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is I can get on board with this.
Yeah,
So
man.
comparing that show to The Walking Dead or to Z Nation, which one is the best out of those 3?
So I think this is supposed to be like a prequel to Z Nation.
Really?
Yes, I think
Oh,
so.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
That's got my
the
attention then.
zombies are like super fast and aggressive.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
track star zombies. Jesus.
Right. Which, like, one
They're
of the
scary.
things I always have, like, a problem with, like, especially, like, in a long-running zombie show is realism. Like, okay, I get it, they're zombies, whatever. But
Yeah.
it's dead flesh that's been in the environment for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Preach. Yes.
cartilage and shit goes away. Like, it doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Seriously.
So like how are there still hordes of zombies walking around? Like it's little things like that that kind of bug me. Like I know
Okay.
you're supposed to suspend, disbelief and whatnot, but no, I like a little realism with it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. That
It
definitely makes
does. Yeah. And like, did you read World War Z instead of just watch it? Did you read the book?
My wife read the book. I didn't read the book, but
Give it
she
a read,
really
man.
liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
if you appreciate, well, okay,
I read the book.
there's going to be
too. I read
varying
the book
opinions
too.
on this, but like,
Yeah.
to your point, I was going to say to your point, the fact that they go into that with zombies being decaying sacks of flesh, they're not going to be
Yeah.
out there just like waiting for you
Right.
to come out and be like, "Huh, I'm still here, bitch." Like, no, they fall apart.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I appreciate that, like, because I'm a reasonable person when it comes to my fantasy and sci-fi.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
World War Z,
Uh,
the book is really good, but I like the environment. I just didn't like the story, but I love the environment that it built.
It was
So-
unique. It was a unique take, I think,
Yeah. So
the way it was written. But anyway, you make your own decision. You're a red-blooded American. You have an
I'm a
opinion.
grown ass man.
Going
That's right. You
Aaron?
have the internet. You can go on and slam it on the internet after you read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Just like every
much.
American does.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I think the only thing that I'm reading at the moment is Last Ronin. I think that's all I have going on.
Okay.
But it's
Dude.
phenomenal.
Yes.
I think
haven't
next.
really read a TMNT comic in a while, but like when I heard about this, it really intrigued me. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
and I mean, I read that first episode. And I'm like, my God, this is like, it almost
Dude.
reminds me of like the Dark Knight series,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
for Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's presented in the same way, and God, it's so good.
Yeah. The ending of issue 2. The ending of issue 2. When the first brother falls.
Oh
The
God,
first
dude.
brother death. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a gut punch. That was a gut punch.
Right. For real.
I was
Like,
not
I'm like,
ready.
oh God. Like that's how he went?
Yeah, and then issue 3, and then it's like, oh,
Right.
yeah, it's good. I said it before. I think a few episodes ago. I was like, it's just you read it, it's good. It's a good read, but it's also sad because you don't want it to
Right.
happen, but you
Yeah.
know it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think and I think Aaron knows I've covered this on a previous episode. I'm going to mention it again, but like we have toys that made us thank for this. Like if that episode of Ninja Turtles Toys That Made Us didn't happen, we don't have this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Eastman and Laird hadn't talked to each other before that episode, like at all.
Right.
And which, thank God it happened because, you're talking about two guys who based their turtles off of the X-Men and Daredevil. When it was like that's what pretty much what the turtles were based off of.
Teen Titans. And Teen Titans.
And Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And now to your point, they are homaging the Dark Knight Returns, which
Right.
they built their foundation on it, so why not just keep doing it? And I think they know us as our as the core audience, the 30-somethings, the early 40s. We're
Right.
the ones who they were 10, 9, 8 when the show came out, and then we discovered the book when we were 13. So like we are emotionally invested. So that's why this book is hitting us the way it's hitting us. We're like, holy shit, what the hell just happened? And you have to read it again.
Yeah, I mean, investment in characters is like one of my favorite things about reading. Like when you have to read about their death, it's just like it's emotionally draining. Like that's why I'm glad these come in issues that are spaced pretty far apart.
Yeah.
Because if this was like a bi-weekly series, like I don't know if I could,
I think you get
keep
grieving
up with
time.
it.
You get time to grieve.
By the time I process the last issue, like the new one's about to come out, so I'm like, oh
Yeah.
I think
ready.
it comes out next week.
I'm ready to hurt again. Oh, it does?
I think so.
Shit. All right.
Oh wait, you know what? Hold on,
Better
wait.
do some
Wait,
soul searching first.
No, you know what? I lied because I had like 7 people come in today asking me about it. It was originally scheduled for next week, but it's been pushed back to I think September or something crazy like that.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Oh
I
my God.
legit lied to you, and then I told the truth. So, side note is, I think Aaron's got a copy of it. They put out a preview ash can for the first issue before it came out, and there was a completely different artist on the series. And then they got rid of that artist, and so that ash can is like a $50 ash can now.
Huh. I think I might be out. I don't know. I would have
I'm
to
pretty
check.
sure I got one for you. Yeah.
I would have to check on that one. But wow, yeah. Last Ronin is it's so good. It's just
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
I
good.
can't recommend it enough to anybody who's even not just a turtle fan, but a fan of just good storytelling. Man, it's
Right.
it's really
And that's
good.
the thing, like Turtles aside, like if you just like good storytelling, then you'll definitely like this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it hits so good.
I can't wait for the action figures. There's going to be figures. NECA is going to cram those down my throat too, and they're going to be Target exclusive and hard as hell to get. But they know I am not a quitter.
But if you have friends who go find them at Target, you'll be fine.
Oh, you ain't
Yes.
kidding.
Just saying.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
Simulton, do you collect NECA turtle figures?
I don't.
Okay. Thank your stars, because it's some of the hardest shit to collect on the planet.
Oh,
And
I know.
Aaron, I was at work the other day, and Aaron in our group chat was trying to hit me up, and I was very busy. He called me at the store, And at first, I didn't know who the hell was. They're like, "Oh, you have a phone call for you." I was like, "All right, cool." I thought it might have been one of the other stores. It took me a second. I was like, "Oh, I'm talking to Aaron." And he goes, "Oh, look at the chat. I found this, and it's the freaking 4-pack of the animated turtles with their trench coats and their masks.
Oh,
That thing is
wow.
hard as hell to get right now."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
man.
but we won't talk about
That's
toys
a
too much on this
freaking
podcast.
find.
Yeah, dude, no kidding.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was
The-
return. I think it was
We have like
return.
20. I think we have 23 listeners now, and they hate when we talk about toys. So I'm going to keep it to a minimum.
No, it's not all of them hate toys. Just two were very vocal about toys whenever I put the episode out.
Well, that's how the
Yeah.
internet works, Aaron. If it's two people, it's suddenly 2,000 people. So everybody needs to bow to their whim.
Pretty much.
This is the way.
Okay, then, Chris, what have you been reading, listening to, playing, or watching besides it not being Rick and Morty?
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
No, I found a box of Playboys in this abandoned house, like 2 houses down, and the articles have been really interesting.
What
have
color
great
van is outside
articles.
their house?
What color van?
Yeah, what color van is outside their house?
It was like an off-white, and it had like some bullet holes, or I think it might have been a ventilation system. I'm not sure what was going on with it, but
Beatles.
yeah, exactly.
Little glory holes.
No, that's who. No. That's the lady who lived next door. Her name just happened to be Gloria Hole.
Well,
Glory A Hole.
well,
God.
I'm pretty sure she had a good side business. She had that side
Yeah.
hustle that was good.
She's, "Hey, sweetheart, you want some Playboys? I got a box for you, and then I got another box for you." Like, oh shit!
Is that Patty or Selma?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, man. I'm okay. If I could show you, like, I've got a stack of shit. Like, here's the problem I have with working at a comic shop. I get my comics at an employee discount,
Mm-hmm.
so perhaps I buy too many to the point where I can't keep up with them.
Okay.
Right.
So, this the way this segment goes, we talk about how I need to read, and we talk
Yeah.
about what I don't get to watch. And we talk about the shit I should be watching, but I hear it because I'm not paying attention because I'm usually drawing my ass off till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Been rewatching Chappelle.
And rewatching. Oh, yeah, Chappelle Show.
Good.
That's on HBO Max.
Yes.
Classic.
Dude, this will go down as one of the all-time greatest shows ever. I'm not telling you something you don't know,
Right.
but you can't. This show will never happen again. There will never be another comedian who can do this.
No.
No.
This
No.
world is not ready for this.
It was like 10 years ago. And
It
then
was.
just stopped.
This world decided it was too real and it could not handle it.
Nope.
To be fair, Dave Chappelle decided this world it was too real and couldn't handle it, and that's fine. That's fair. I get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like, I mean, as I'm working on art, I'm listening to and I find myself reciting the whole entire show because I've watched it 8 million times.
It's a good show.
So
It's a good show.
And he
You know.
keeps doing secret shows near my office, and I can't leave my office to get the tickets.
Yeah, ain't that something?
Really?
Sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like shit. Do you know about that? Dave Chappelle's just been popping up in cities doing random shows, like and announcing it a day before it happens. It's insane.
He did 5
Yeah.
Yeah,
before Corona.
yeah.
At House of Blues.
Yeah, and if you weren't there to get tickets at the freaking ticket box or whatever, you might as well forget it unless you wanted to pay triple what the ticket price was.
Right.
So it's insane, absolutely insane.
Wow.
Yeah. No, but did I
Okay.
talk about Sweet Tooth last episode?
Yeah, a little bit. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched that one yet.
That's
First
something.
2 episodes yesterday.
But
What'd you
everybody
think?
keeps saying it's good.
It's not bad. It seems a little hallmarky to me.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. Like, it seems like there's so much room for more stuff that's like malicious, but it doesn't really happen.
Okay.
I mean,
see what you're
it's kind
saying.
of like it's another show that shows like, oh, the worst thing in this world isn't what's killing everybody, it's people. Yeah, that's exactly
we're getting a
how
lot
I
of that
felt with
nowadays.
Black Summer. I'm like, man, these zombies are like no issue for these people. It's people that are messing up everything.
To quote the
Yeah.
Keenan, to quote the Wayans message, like everything is doing that nowadays.
I did
Yeah.
hear someone say that Sweet Tooth is basically that one Fall Out Boy video with the kid with the antlers
Oh
turned
man,
into a TV show.
That's
it may
a
be.
fair. I think that's fair. Yeah.
It's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Except he doesn't have little hoof legs, but that's fine. That's fine.
Not
You
yet.
didn't want to be exactly the same.
That's true. Although I think you're right. It's got kid gloves on. You know what I mean?
Right.
It could be so much more dark, but I can tell you, I read. We have the trade paperback at work, and I read like the first few issues in the trade paperback. The way it's filmed is very much the way it's told, and it's on purpose. It's a choice.
Okay.
So
Right.
Jeff Lemire, who wrote it, also drew it, which is odd because he's not really known as an artist so much as a writer. But I think that's what he was going for. So knowing that, I mean, it follows in the footsteps of the book at least, which is very rare nowadays anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No,
So.
I will say in one of the gaming groups I'm in on Facebook, someone made the comment that they started watching Sweet Tooth, and they were highly pissed and disappointed that there was not an ice cream truck that shot missiles out at other cars in
Damn it.
that show.
I'm old enough to get that reference.
And he
Same
was
here.
very upset. And I was like, and I thought, I was like, wait, oh yeah, that's right. There was a character. Oh, Sweet Tooth. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
Oh
sense.
man, yeah. Oh well.
If
What are you gonna
Ghost
do?
Rider were an ice cream man, basically.
A
Hell
pedo
yes.
ice cream man. A pedo ice cream man.
Yes.
Oof.
So, yeah. Anything else, Chris, besides Chappelle's show and Sweet Tooth, or
No, man, no. Speaking of pedos, so there's a co-host on y'all's NXT podcast. I'm kidding. Come on. You know I was going to do. Somebody's going to do that at some point in this podcast, and that was
For sure.
was the entryway into it. So
DJ Picascrew? Wait,
No,
so I'm gonna get skipped?
I've seen the way he looks at Nia Jax. I can assure you, he's not a pedo.
Hey,
okay,
he's got
well, that's
hungry
true.
eyes.
He wants
That's true.
He wants the raw dog.
He wants
I
to
mean-
get in there.
Yeah. He
he's,
wants
he
to baby. He wants to
Yeah.
lose that same game Aaron lost.
Twice.
For him to segue to Chappelle show, to him it would be like his Oprah. Like, oh, I knocked up Nia Jax. Now I'm the baby daddy. You know.
What's in Oprah? My seed, son. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. That's what would happen.
Oh, did we skip over Aaron? Aaron, what are you reading, watching, and what have you?
Chappelle
show?
I'm not in a while. I'm glad you asked because I'm sure I watched one thing that you've watched that you forgot to maybe mention. I checked out Luca over the last weekend.
Oh
haven't
shit,
finished it.
we haven't finished it.
You haven't finished
That's
it.
why I mentioned it. Yeah.
Oh, it's really good.
I've seen it.
You've
it
seen
was
it, yeah,
good.
Eric saw it.
Oof. Man, I
It
feel
was,
left out.
It was really fun. It had a great soundtrack too.
It did. It really did.
Kind of like 50s Italian rock music.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
It
noticed that. I think I
definitely
told Nicole that. I was like, "This is a pretty cool soundtrack, man. It's something I'd never
yeah.
heard before."
The one thing that got
Right.
me the most on this was the animation because it wasn't their typical Pixar animation. This was like claymation, but CGI claymation because it reminded me of like Wallace and Gromit a little bit with like the facial features and the structure of the
Right.
body and everything. It was
Yeah.
very like UK claymation styled, and yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. It was well done. The story was great too.
It was.
It was just
Now,
I haven't known it. I
like
haven't
well
finished it,
told
though.
and
did you spot the Pizza Planet truck?
no.
Was it
It is in
underwater?
there. It is in there. It's not underwater. It's in there in the town, but it's not your typical Pizza Planet truck. It looks like an old 50s style truck.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So it fits the tone. It fits the era, the year, or
Right.
of that timeline.
Was it written in Italian on the side of it?
Well, it looked very Italian-esque styled.
Ristorante.
Kind of like what was it? Onward had the ye old pizza realm. This is-
Yeah.
This is same kind of footsteps with the theme of the era that it's in there.
Sick.
So-
That's awesome.
Uh,
Keep my eye out
Pretty
for that.
great.
Yes, it was really good.
Now,
I really
oh man, I gotta watch it again now. Like, no,
Oh darn.
I know. Yeah, it's like, woe is me.
yeah, it was good. And instead of hidden Mickeys, you had hidden Donalds in this movie too. So there's a few
Oh,
Donalds
really?
What?
all throughout the movie. Yeah, because apparently Donald Duck is really big in Italy. He's a big character over in Italy.
Yeah.
I
Just
met
like-
the Italian Mickey Mouse, like legit, the voice actor who plays Mickey in Italy. I met him at school.
Well, that's an amazing.
It is. It was cool. I've met
Hey.
international.
Hey,
hey, Gabagooli.
Hey, who's coming to my clubhouse? You want to try my hot diggity dog?
And well, and one thing, because last week I kind of got harassed by Bernie about it, so I finally spent the money, rented this movie called Aqua Slash. I finally watched Aqua Slash. It was
Aqua Slash.
$3.99 on Vudu,
Okay.
and the movie itself is not good. I could see the pitch meeting to get this movie made was like, hey, I want to make a slasher movie about this guy that's going around a water park that's killing people, but I want this one death where he puts these giant lawnmower blades inside this water slide crisscross style, so when people slide down, they get cut into pieces. It's like, okay, cool. What other deaths are you going to do? No. I want to do this one death. So they made a movie about this one death scene. They basically made this movie about this one death scene about putting giant blades in a water slide. That's it. It's a big lead up to that. And then there's the after part of that. This movie is terrible. This movie is.
So it's a slasher movie and one person gets slashed?
No. Five people get killed with one way.
Okay.
One way.
Way?
All the same way.
Okay.
It is a terrible Canadian movie. And this movie's made in Canada. And
Oh,
it
well,
is
there you
terrible.
go.
It is terrible. They were
Call them
apologizing
up,
after
they'll
dying.
Apologize.
Yeah, they were apologizing after getting killed. They're like, sorry about getting blood. Sorry about the blood.
The Hat of America didn't make a good movie. Come on now.
Did
Are you
not.
kidding me?
And then of course I watched Loki, like everybody else did.
Oh man.
And
Right.
so let's jump into Loki, because this episode,
Loki wants to jump into Loki, but go on.
I mean, you had the feels, and then you had the ending.
Right. End credit
Which-
scene. First one of the
Yeah.
season.
End credit
Oh, man.
scene that if you're starting your own squad, why not a squad of you? And
Right.
go with that. And go
Yeah.
with that.
For sure.
So
So I watch mine like while I'm at work on my phone. And like
Sounds
Okay.
productive.
like I get like feedback from people. They're like, why do you watch it on your phone? I'm like, because I'm so terrified of spoilers. Because
Uh-huh.
people post them just to do it, to be that guy.
Oh sure.
they want the
Yeah, they get
attention.
some kind of sick satisfaction from it. It sucks.
Right. And I'm not gonna ignore my phone all day, just so I'm like, I can watch it here. And then if I really want to, when I get home, I'll rewatch it. Because
That is true.
rewatching stuff always gives you time to pick up on more things.
Yeah, absolutely.
know.
It does.
This one did have a couple jaw drop moments for sure, though.
Oh yeah. So are we going to talk about those moments, or are we going to be like, oh, we're going to
No,
be real
let's
vague about
let's
it?
go ahead and talk about it. I mean, by now everybody's probably have seen it. Everybody should have seen it. So this is
Right.
a spoiler moment. This is a spoiler moment.
This
if
is
you
your
haven't seen it yet,
skip ahead warning.
pause.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Come back. Pause. Go
Yes.
watch it.
There
Come
you go.
back. But yeah. This is what we're going to talk about this episode. Like going kind of whatever detail we want to go into. Owen Wilson's the ending
Oh.
of Owen Wilson.
Right.
I mean, people were.
Well,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say people were when Owen Wilson was announced for this series, people didn't like that. A lot of people didn't like that. The same people who hated Heath Ledger's Joker, Tom Holland as Spider-Man, were the same people who were complaining about Owen Wilson being in a Marvel franchise because of his, wow type of thing, his catchphrase.
Right.
But then when you watch the show, Owen Wilson is good because he brought life to a bland worker ant character. You know, he
Right, and
brought
that's
life
exactly
to
what
it.
he is. He's a worker ant.
And
He should be like someone we don't even care about, really.
yeah, pretty much. You're not supposed to care about this guy at all.
Yeah.
And you start seeing the little cracks in his personality, like, you know, the jet skis, the Josta soda, which I hope Coke brings that back. I hope Coke brings that back.
You're hoping
Oh,
to pull
dude.
a Rick and Morty?
Yes.
The
I hope they
Saskatchewan
do.
sauce of Loki.
Yes.
Cooler.
I would take a cooler full
Yeah.
of Josta. I would take a
Oh my
cooler full of
God.
Josta. That stuff is awesome, or was awesome. But I mean, he brought life to a character they're not supposed to care about. You're
Right.
not. And to see him grow, and then to see, you know, essentially him getting pruned,
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking. Because
Well, so my thing on that is the same thing happens to Loki.
yeah,
And Loki wakes up, and it looks like a destroyed New York City. Like, it looks like you can see Avengers Tower in the background,
yep,
Mhm.
like
yeah.
broken down. So it's like, so is Mobius here too?
Mobius is running around in Lightning McQueen.
Right. Yes.
Ka-chow, ka-chow.
Right.
Ka-chow.
Now that
Mater.
would just destroy the
Dude.
meta.
They could. Why not? They own every last bit of our childhood and then some. So let's do it.
Right.
You know, the speculation is running wild. Obviously, I mean, we're dealing with after the whole timeline break thing, man. All everything's off the table. I mean,
Yeah.
all bets
Right.
are off. I mean, who
Yep.
knows?
Yeah.
There's any number of time traveling characters from Marvel
True.
that could be
Right.
responsible for this.
Well-
It could be anybody from a major character to somebody who's in a miniseries you had no freaking idea about because you didn't read it.
Well, that would all be fine for speculation if Funko didn't drop their sample pictures today of certain movies,
Yes.
Oh, you think it has something to do with it?
multiverses of madness.
Right, but okay, right. No, so I'm saying, like, what's your direct correlation? I'm curious where you.
Like, well, Loki's establishing multiverses. We're actually getting official multiverses in Loki.
Okay,
This
gotcha.
isn't something that they talk about. We're getting official multiverses.
okay,
Doctor Strange's next movie is Multiverse of Madness. It's in
Yeah.
the title. It's specifically
Well,
in the
even
title.
Spider-Man No Way Home is supposed
Yes.
to go into multiverses.
And the toys for that drop today, or the prototypes and pictures for that drop today, and we got a Doctor Strange. And we got the
Mhm.
Lego set that says Doctor Strange in his Sanatorium with Spider-Man and MJ. So
Yeah.
all that, you know, they're
Like
leading
the
to the time.
workshop or something.
Yeah, the workshop.
Mhm.
It was the
Yeah.
workshop. And we're getting all of this coming out. The move Spider-Man comes out in what, December? So that's
Uh-huh.
months away. And we're good. I mean, we're gonna get multiverses. We're getting it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
sure.
we're gonna get other versions of it.
I'm really beginning to think that Spider-Man trailer is going
Uh-huh.
to drop the same day as the final episode of Loki.
Okay.
That
Because
makes sense.
I think
That's
they're going to
valid.
go with more multiverse things,
Uh-huh.
and I think they're going to explain it more. And then I think as soon as that last episode of Loki hits, they're going to drop that trailer. Because why would they let Funko show the toys
Yeah.
already?
Exactly.
Why would they let
It's
Hasbro
almost-
show the action figures?
Isn't it almost San Diego Comic? Is it almost San Diego Comic Con time?
No, it's during Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
think.
right.
It got
Yeah.
pushed up. It got pushed up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like you're getting all these previews and all these toy leaks and glamour shots and everything, and then basically 2 days after that episode of Loki drops, where we get a multiverse or a different timeline, you got Doctor Strange showing up in Spider-Man toys,
Right.
and
Makes sense. Yeah.
so I mean, I'm excited. I'm all in for this. So I officially cannot wait. So
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah, I
it's
think-
a 6-episode series, right?
For
Is it only
Two more
6?
episodes. I think so.
Oh my god, not enough. I
Yeah.
need more.
Right.
Ugh,
Yeah. Well, when does Black Widow come out? That comes out in what, 2 more weeks?
something like that. Yeah.
July 9th.
So
Oh god,
so
not
the-
even 2 weeks. Yeah.
a week.
yeah, okay, so a week. Wow.
Yeah.
Not too long. Not everything's
Right.
like coming together with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's coming together.
I'm sorry. I was going to say. I think Hamilton's right. I think what's going to happen is Marvel has proven they don't like to step on their own toes.
Mhm.
So I think we're not going to get anything till Loki is wrapped up, and that's when they're going to be like, "Oh, and by the way, here's this trailer." When you get up in the morning, you're like, "Oh shit!" And then the whole
Yeah.
internet's going to go
Right.
get lit on fire again.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also
unless
remember-
it's gonna be one of the previews for Black Widow.
That's what I think we might get a teaser.
Ooh.
I think we might get
Like-
a teaser for Black Widow.
Well, also
Right, like-
remember their release calendar was messed up. Like,
Yeah.
I think WandaVision was supposed to come out after Falcon.
It was.
Oh,
They had
supposed
it
to be
was.
the last
mixed
show.
up.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the last one.
Yeah.
It's a
I
great
think it
time
was
to be
supposed
alive, man.
Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki, and WandaVision.
Yep. So far of all 3 shows, WandaVision, Loki, and Falcon Winter Soldier, which ones has been your favorite so far?
I think WandaVision for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Because the way it started, like they kind of threw everyone for a loop in the first episode. Like, it's like, what am I? Is this I Love Lucy? What is this?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then at the end, when it zooms out and it's on a screen, you're like, oh, there's more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then once you start getting to what's going on outside, then you're like, okay, wow, this is just like freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've seen it in like memes and whatnot, but there was one Randall Parks character, the FBI
Mhm.
agent.
Yeah.
They're like, why don't we redo X-Files, but it's him going to explore MCU events.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be an incredible show because you could
That
do
would be
so
cool.
much with it. You know,
Yeah.
you
That would
could
be
keep
pretty
it
cool.
season based. You could keep it episode based. You know, each episode's a different event, or you span a couple and a few episodes.
Well,
You know, I think what will be really awesome if they did that. We already know there's a secret invasion storyline of some sort coming.
mhm.
Right.
So somebody's got to pick up on that.
yeah.
And I think it would be cool if he would be like somebody who, you're getting that what's that was it NCIS or whatever, where
Yeah.
he's like the glasses, he's like equipped and it's like like
Well, didn't they try to do that with Agents of Shield with Coulson, him being kind of like the human character element with
Yeah,
the
but I think
everyday
kind
type of thing?
I think Agent of Shield kind of jumped the shark a little bit, man. I think it kind of gradually fell off, didn't it? Unless I'm mistaken.
Hey, it's done. That show's done.
Yeah, it hasn't.
Yeah, I
It's
think
been
it
kind of
kinda went off the
inconsequential to the
rails.
movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
which I think is odd. Like I feel like if you're going to do that, you're going to tie into these movies.
Yeah.
Something has to come back around. Like now that being the case, though, I really Blade's coming back, and we're going to have Midnight Suns. We're going to have the dark underbelly of the Marvel universe, and they
I
had
hope
Ghost
so.
Rider on. They had Ghost Rider on Agents of Shield.
They
So
did.
Yeah.
bring that guy back as Ghost Rider, or
Right.
have him battle against Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider or Danny Ketch or something.
Yeah.
Too much possibilities with the multiverse, like a Ghost Rider war.
I just thought of
Yeah.
something. Episode 1 of Loki. We have the woman that's in the background that comes in through the thing that looks like Peggy Carter, right?
Mm-hmm.
hmm
That character could be the What If version of Peggy Carter that's going to be from the What If show as Captain Britain.
Right.
And she's the variant
Yeah.
that was brought in. Because What If is
That's-
basically variants. What If
Right,
is basically
yeah.
variants. So that could be Captain Britain, Peggy Carter from the What If show
man.
that was in episode Loki 1.
That'd be
So-
awesome.
Huh.
If
Right.
that is, I'm gonna have to go back and start watching Loki now again, just to see
Yeah.
like little drops of Easter eggs.
Dude, 13-year-old me is dying right now with all the stuff that's happening. Like, with time travel, if it were possible, I would go back and tell little fat me, hey man, it's all going to be worth it. Hang in there, enjoy your pizza,
Right.
watch that channel at Scramble with the movies on it late at night when your parents aren't paying attention.
Pretty much.
Just get through it. You know,
You got this.
you got this, man. It's all going to come to a head. Don't worry. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Now I would tell my 19-year-old self, hey, you see that Toad Marvel Legends figure over there? Go buy that, throw it in a trash bag, bury it, come back in 20 years and sell it. It'll be worth quite a bit of money.
That's insane. What the hell? Exactly. Yeah. What would you
also,
tell your 13-year-old self, Slamilton?
Oh man. I would tell myself, yes, go buy those comic books and hold on to them.
Yep.
You know,
exactly.
Like I had back in the day, I had a Amazing Spider-Man 252, and one of my brother's friends stole it. So I'm like, I'm just not going to buy anything anymore if his friends are going to steal it.
Oh, God. That is the 13-year-old mindset. You're like, well, fine. If I can't have one book, why should I have 7? I should take my stuff.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Instead of just going beating that kid's ass, like, hey, man, you earned this ass whooping, you prick.
Wow.
Also, I would tell myself to finish collecting all the Fleer Ultra Spider-Man cards.
Oh, yes.
Because I got so close to completing the set, and then, you know, they do what they do best and just disappear.
Yeah, that is
I
true.
still have most of them, too.
Dude, that market is coming back. And furthermore, I don't know if have you been keeping up with, like, Marvel's trading cards now?
I've been seeing them pop up for, like, buku bucks, like getting them like hermetically sealed and graded and shit.
Old cards
now I'm, like,
are
wondering if I should do some of those.
Probably, man. Probably, like, because
Right.
at this point now, like, they're putting out Marvel Masterpieces now, and they'll have the regular base set, and a pack of cards is super expensive. Like, a pack of cards is like $20 or something insane like that, and you're getting like 8 cards. Now, granted, you're getting like basically you're getting hits or whatever with every pack, but then they're doing parallel sets. So like you can have your base set of like 80 cards, and then they have a spectrum of colors for another base set with all orange tinge or all red tinge, and then those are numbered. Like your orange set might be numbered to 100 sets of that, and then the red might be 50 sets, where the green might be 20 sets. So now what you're doing is you're creating this frenzy of people who need to have that base set, but by God, they have to have it in green. So whereas your regular base card of Loki is $20 on the aftermarket, if you're trying to get it in the green set, say goodbye to $800.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's you know, because we all want to be part of the exclusive club. That's what this whole collector market is about. We all want to have the cool thing so we can brag to our friends, I have it and you don't. That's why we do this. And so, you know, as someone who works on those sets, man, that I stay fairly busy with these guys that collect. They're like, hey man, are you doing commissions? I'm like, yeah. It's you know, $200, and they don't blink an eye. I'm like, okay, kid, let's do it. You know, like, I'm reaping the benefits of this cool kid, you know, mad dash. You know,
I mean, you're getting something custom. You know,
it's awesome.
Like, look
it's awesome.
what I have.
That's pretty
hey
much.
Man, true ones and ones, man. Can't beat it.
Well, speaking of custom artwork, you know, conventions are coming back. Comic conventions are coming back. Shows are coming back. All these things are coming back. And now you kind of have to pick and choose your battles of what you want to either attend or go to or even vend at if you're able to do that.
Yeah.
And for me, lately, concerts have been popping up, and it's like picking and choosing my battles, picking what tickets I want to get, what tickets are on sale, what are available, and what's not on the same day as another show that I want to see. And for instance, another Chris friend of ours, Villarreal, from a wrestling podcast, he's going to go see Limp Bizkit up in Austin. I'm like, cool. Always wanted to see him. Tickets are super cheap.
Right.
Let's go. I look at the calendar. What day it falls on? Falls on the same weekend as Megadeth. Can't make it.
Mm.
Yeah,
make it.
and that's a pretty easy decision.
But it's like a time now that shows are coming back, but you have to pick and choose your battles. And I know,
Yeah.
Eric, you attend. I'm looking at your timeline, and I see like, or before 2019, you're like at every punk show, ska show, rock show, bluegrass. You were there.
I do like concerts. I go to a fair amount. I've started getting a couple tickets.
Mhm.
So I got a ticket for Rise Against in August,
Okay.
which is here.
Okay.
I need to go by White Oak and get my ticket for Newfound Glory and Simple Plan. And I've seen Newfound Glory like so many freaking times.
I've
And
never
it
seen them, and I've wanted to go so bad.
I saw them
It's-
on the American Idiot tour.
Oh
Green
man.
Day.
Let me
I
ask
saw
you,
that one
like,
too.
let me ask you, when you go see them in concert, do they do a lot of their covers, or is it mostly just their backlog and stuff?
So it depends. So the last time they came through, they were promoting that covers album. So they mainly did a lot of the covers and a few from the past records, and then a couple of their biggest hits. But typically
course.
they'll throw like one of their covers in their set list usually.
Thank God. And don't get me wrong, I love Newfound Glory. I'm a huge fan. I love their work. But when those cover albums started coming out, dude, I was blown away because there's some
Yeah,
like
those were good.
like their cover of just the Goonies song. I mean,
Yeah, Goonies.
no shade to Cyndi Lauper at all whatsoever. But
Yeah,
like they just take everything about your childhood and make it that much better. You
right.
know?
And
Like
that
the
was
Cups
the one
song
that came
from
out
Pitch
like
Perfect. Are you
either
kidding?
99 or 2000, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And it had
Dude.
that. It had Never Ending Story. It
Ugh.
Yeah.
had that Thing You Do, which I've always been a huge fan of that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Oneaters.
The
That's a
Oneaters.
band
I
shirt.
love the
That's a band
Oneaters.
shirt I want.
Right.
I've always wanted an Oneaters t-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. So Eric, quick question then. For cover bands,
Uh-huh.
yeah, you have Newfound Glory. You
Right.
have Bowling for Soup. Me First and the
Uh-huh.
Gimme Gimmes. Me First and the
Right.
Gimme Gimmes. Which ones? Like, how would you rank those three? As for cover bands, well, or when they do cover songs. I'm sorry, when they do cover songs.
Newfound Glory, Me First and Gimme Gimmes, and then Bowling for Soup.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've seen all three of those, and
Yeah.
they're all fun. They're all really fun.
Yeah.
to see live.
They're all a good time. I think I've seen Bowling for Soup and Me First at a Warp Tour some years ago. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's funny. Like things just keep getting announced after announced after announced. You're like, where do I find time to do all this?
Yes.
Like
I think
even
the only concert I
Comic
got
Palooza is the same weekend as Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And it's
the
like,
same weekend as Money in the Bank.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, from a vendor's perspective, I'm not doing Comic Palooza this year, so it's going to be Money in the Bank for me. But
No, you're
Right.
going to AEW.
oh, and AEW. Oh yeah, so that's it. Yeah, like the only concert ticket I have so far is what, Slipknot.
You have Slipknot.
Okay, so
Yeah.
my nephew has never seen Slipknot, so I'm going to take him to that. And of course,
Nice.
you got AEW in Austin, AEW in Houston, where the hell that's supposed to happen. And then
August 18th.
okay, there you go. There,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Because I have a ticket.
we're going to SmackDown too. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There's two little girls that we basically help raise, in my family, and they are the reapers of the benefit of representation in wrestling. Now, with your no, in all seriousness, like, okay, so with what's wrong with wrestling is y'all's podcast. We all know what's wrong with wrestling. These two girls do not, and the only reason I say that is because they're two little girls who are African American. And they watched WrestleMania at my house and saw two African American women headline a WrestleMania, and that was beautiful. They were enthralled. It was like, I remember watching them watch it was like me going back and watching like Ultimate Warrior and Hogan as a kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're like, I'm watching superheroes battle it out on a field of battle. That's what they were seeing, and it made my heart happy. And so, like, when we found out they were going to be in Houston, and it's one of the first shows back, and supposedly it's going to be all the pyro and a brand new stage. They're going to bring back the Rock's mom's going to be on the front row. It's going to be a whole thing. Front row, front row negative will be in full effect. I promise. And that's
for sure.
And we all know what's wrong with wrestling, but
yeah.
What's not wrong is seeing them be happy. So that's kind of like the upswing of wrestling coming back is like, and we all know Vince. That's what he cares about is the kids and
right. Like they're gonna have a blast. You're gonna be like, well, it's a live experience.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm a jaded wrestling fan, so that's who I'm gonna have to be real with myself. That's what I'm there for. But them, dude, I mean, yeah, you want an $8 hot dog? Sure. You want a $47 T-shirt? You got it. Like whatever, it's fine.
Well, that's how it was for me when SmackDown tickets went on sale. I wasn't going to get the tickets because the kids don't watch it or they don't really watch WWE anymore. And I'm like, okay, I don't have to buy them. I can save out and skip this show.
I was listening to the podcast.
I get home and Gwen hits me up with, Daddy, SmackDown's coming to Houston. I'm like, okay, can we go? I'm like, I thought you didn't want to go. Well, no, Bailey's going to be there. I want to go. I'm like, are you sure? Yeah. And this is the day tickets were released. So I go online, I'm buying tickets, and the ticket sales for cheap seats, well, the cheap seats are gone. Ringside gone. Mid seats pricing is still somewhat there. And I was able to get 4 seats at a decent price.
Yeah.
Before it all sold out. And I'm like, okay. I was like, yay, Gwen, we're going. Yay. I hope you're going to start watching. And so she watched SmackDown for like the next 2 weeks, and then she hasn't really watched it since.
Oh.
So
can you blame her? I mean, come on.
Right.
She just wants to go just to go. She just wants to go just to go.
Yeah.
But she's excited to go see SmackDown. She's excited to go see AEW. And it's just a time to take her to go see wrestling again. She's gonna love it.
Yeah. I got my flight and my tickets for SummerSlam. So I'm very excited about that.
That's your 4th. So
yeah, my first SummerSlam. So
wow.
Damn, dude, isn't that the one we need to watch to do the Big Four?
That's the one we're missing.
That's the one we're missing. Yeah.
I'm excited. It's in Vegas. Vegas is a cool place.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna fly out Saturday morning, and then come back like Monday afternoon. So I'll go to the show Saturday. I'll have Sunday to do whatever in Vegas, and
nice.
I want to eat at a Vegas buffet.
The Rio has
the Rio. Apparently that's the one to go to, and then you go to that giant Taco Bell.
Yes, the giant.
Yeah. There's White Castle there too.
There is.
White Castle at Disney World now.
Yeah. I'm just going to recommend this restaurant while you're in Vegas. Hash House A Go-Go.
I saw that.
Amazing. It is amazing. It is very much amazing. If you like country fried steak and like just amazing just country type food.
Oh yeah.
Hash House A Go-Go.
All right.
You will not want to leave because you will want to keep eating. You might eat yourself to death, but it is so good.
It's one hell of a way to go out, man. Just go ahead and go there and just eat yourself to death in Vegas.
With chicken in my stomach and a smile on my face, I will gladly die at Hash House.
A little less conversation, a little more buffet.
It's chicken and it's fried. You got me.
That's right.
Oh yes, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you definitely check it out.
I see Aaron's chicken tender lunches.
That's right.
From Whataburger.
That's right. Man. Hey, I love me some chicken tenders.
Respect.
Hey.
Much respect.
Hey, Enzo copped that phrase, chicken tenders. And I'm like, yes, please, with gravy.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, speaking of Enzo, speaking of wrestling, I feel like one of our 27 listeners may not know about your podcast, which would be odd to me because being like it's one of the top wrestling podcasts out there. Tell us about your podcast, man. Tell people who may not be aware of it where to find it and what it's all about.
So What's Wrong with Wrestling is the show we've been doing, like 6 years now.
Yeah.
It's been going on.
Yeah.
We drop a new episode every Wednesday. That's going to cover your Raw and SmackDown. We also do Patreon, which that'll get you pay-per-views, AEW, NXT, and a bonus monthly episode, which is always a good time.
Mhm.
Our last one was the Joe Pisano "What's Wrong with Wrestling" game show. That was a lot of fun. Romance
say?
explosion show.
Romance explosion.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So I mean, we kind of point out the how bad the product's been.
Wait, what?
I know.
What
right?
are you
Shocker.
talking about, man?
Yeah.
The
Shocker.
WWE is the WWE is the pinnacle of top rated.
Yeah, that's
television.
where the best wrestlers in the world are.
That's right.
And they're
It's where the big boys
clowns. Play. Yeah.
It's where they play and get released.
It's funny because the shows for the past 4 months have been reruns every week.
Ugh,
yeah,
it's
man.
the same matches every single freaking week.
Well,
And
when you cut half your roster, you can only have the same matches.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Again.
Yeah. Well, now we got the new soundboard with double the buttons.
Dude, so there's there's shit we haven't even heard yet, right?
Yes.
I'm excited.
So now instead of the again from Kairi Sane, we have Kofi going rematch after rematch after rematch after rematch, which is so perfect.
Yes.
Because
right?
that's exactly what it is. And I'm going to Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, and it's always a different experience when you see it live.
Mm-hmm.
But I always like going because the best time to grow our podcast is after watching a shitty WWE show. It's like, hey,
seriously,
you look like you're upset. Listen to this podcast.
It's ingenious, man.
That says, "What's wrong with wrestling?" So I mean, it works out good. It's we hustle our ass off when we go to those shows because we get out of the stadiums as fast as we can, and I mean we're just handing out to as many people as we can.
Yep.
It's ingenious, man. It really is. I didn't know about it until my wife introduced me to it, and I was like, "This is one of the best podcasts I've ever heard," because I am so jaded by this shit that they get it. And so I have to listen to this.
Yeah,
and especially people who who have watched the Attitude Era and even a good portion of the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah.
It's not even close to being on the same level.
No, it's not, man. We are not the target audience anymore. We're just not.
No, it's sad,
Vince hates old people. No. As far as Vince is concerned, we're 87 years old.
Correct. Yeah,
Vince thinks we need to die. We don't know shit about wrestling. Vince is like Richard Nixon. I don't think Vince is real. I think anytime we see Vince, that's projection technology.
Is that the Bray Wyatt puppet? That's really Vince?
Yeah,
that's good shit. Yes, exactly. And they got Vince's head in wherever the fuck the main office is. I forget. Connecticut?
In Stamford.
Right?
Stamford, Connecticut. They got his head Charleston Chew. Like they have all the writers.
Futurama.
It's Futurama. It's right. They have his head on a goddamn pedestal, and they got all the yes men around him. So, boss, what do you want to do this week? Roman Reigns. Head of the table. Where's Brock Lesnar?
I like the walrus jiggle with it too.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so good. But yeah.
He was at the Dave Chappelle show.
What's that?
And he was at the Dave Chappelle show.
Yeah, how odd was that?
Vince went to go looking for new writers, because comedy writers, they're geniuses.
Jesus. I'll tell you what, though. Look, in real talk, if Vince hires Dave Chappelle or Donnell Rawlings to write on the WWF creative team, we use that term very fucking loosely.
Uh-huh.
Look, we are going to get real laughable shit. And I hope he embraces it instead of just rips it up the day they give it to him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we all know that there's only one writer for Raw and SmackDown.
That's true.
Sadly, you're right.
That's true.
It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
That is very true. So I got to ask Eric, what got you into wrestling? Because nobody just starts off, I watch wrestling, been watching forever. What actually got you into it? I've had friends who've gotten into it through the video games, through the music, and just watching it on TV. So
when I watched it as a kid, I think it was the whole superhero aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this is great, and you want to reenact the moves, and then I got out of it for a few years, and my dad was watching wrestling, and he'd flip between Raw and Nitro, back and forth. And one Monday night, it was just me and him there, and I was like, well, I want to eat at the table alone. He's eating in there watching wrestling. I'm still in there to watch it, and this was at probably 3 weeks before WrestleMania 15. So The Rock and Stone Cold were just at each other's throats.
Yeah.
And I was so enamored by the characters. You have this guy who doesn't give a shit about anything, and he wants that title, and then you have this arrogant corporate dude who's just being such a dick about it. And so I watched it, finished the episode, and then next week I had to know what happened. And luckily he had already planned on ordering WrestleMania 15, so that was a bonus. But yeah, so Rock and Austin is what got me back in. And yeah, that was when I was 15, so that was 24 years ago. Because I'll be 39 in August.
Okay.
Oh, you old bastard.
I know. So I've been watching consecutively for almost 25 years.
Wow.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah.
That's really cool to hear. That's really cool to hear, to see that, you watched it, but you got out, but your dad brought you back in. Your dad brought you back in. That's really cool.
Just by him being greedy with the TV too. Because usually he'd take control of the TVs Monday night. Couldn't watch anything because he'd be flipping back and forth.
That poor last channel button. That poor last channel button.
No, I think so. We ended up getting one of those picture-in-picture TVs, and he said the old TV was going out, and I think it's just because he wanted to keep both.
Yeah.
And swap them on the fly. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, nothing. Okay, I'll go back. That was
great, man.
Bougie. Wrestling bougie.
Bougie. What's bougie with wrestling? That'd be the podcast with you and your dad.
Yeah.
What's bougie with wrestling?
Right.
That's awesome. That's just a really good story. So, when was your first show? When did you go to your first live event?
My first live event. I think my first live event was WrestleMania 17.
Oh wow!
Really?
Pretty high.
Wow. Okay.
Jesus, man.
Wait. No, I'm sorry. Well, that was my first WWE live event. My first wrestling live event was the Nitro that they did in the Astrodome.
Okay, the one with Rey Mysterio and Conan Rappin?
Yes.
In the Astros jerseys?
Yes.
Holy crap!
It was 25% of the way full.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was at the same show. That was one of my first big events. Was that? Didn't Scott Hall? Was it him and Sting?
Sure.
I mean, probably. Who knows, right?
Yeah,
but
I don't remember.
I forget.
All I remember is my dad kept messing with the people around us and pointing up at the rafters. He's like, "Oh, there's Sting," and people were like, "Oh yeah, I can see him." Sting wasn't there. No.
Oh man, that's awesome.
But my first WWE live event was WrestleMania 17.
Holy
which
crap.
was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I went to, I think after that, I went to SmackDown by myself, and I had second row on the floor, and I was super excited. And it was on the edge, so I could run up to the barricade, for each match. And Kurt Angle like walked right by me and like had like my Kurt Angle shirt that I'll make you tap out. That was a fucking huge Kurt Angle mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was, and I'm there.
Was
I have
or
like
still is
3 disposable cameras in my cargo shorts. Let's age
Cargo
that phrase out a little
shorts.
bit.
Yeah.
So I took a ton of pictures.
Fashion and function.
Absolutely. That was at the Summit or Compact Center. Maybe
The
it was
Compact
still
Center.
The Summit.
Wow.
The church formerly known as.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man.
The church.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. I guess I have a
Right.
question too. Like, so we've established what brought you in. We established when you first went to really go embrace it live. What was
Right.
the event or show that killed it, that made you a co-host of a podcast that hates the modern product?
Oh. So when I started doing the podcast, I mean, sure there was stuff wrong with it, but it wasn't like on the level that it was now. I mean, there's always stuff you can find to critique about anything.
Sure.
Anything at all. I gotta say my best moment was seeing Kevin Owens win the title in person.
Yeah.
I was like second row for that. I was right there. Have I ever told you guys about like how he talked to me while it was on commercial?
No.
So I was wearing a Rollins shirt and I had a sign that said "Win Owens win," because Fight Owens fight was a big thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
And he looked at my sign and he looked down at me. He's like, "Put that sign down. You're not wearing my shirt." Someone get me a Kevin Owens shirt stat.
Put that sign down,
this
you
was,
mark.
like during commercials, so of course he could interact with people.
Was this the same night as the Jeff Hardy armband?
No, this was later.
No.
Yeah, that was a later show because I don't think they had returned yet.
That's awesome.
I think it was at WrestleMania, like where they returned.
Yeah, I think they returned at that Mania.
Yeah,
His Balor was supposed to be at that show when Kevin Owens won. Because Balor had to give it up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's where Balor had gotten injured.
Yeah.
Because I was mad. I bought tickets to see Balor, and he wasn't there.
Yeah. My wife, her basement floods anytime you talk about Balor.
Hey, we took a picture of me with the sign "Pop" in front of the flooding sign.
That's right. Yeah, I went with her when we were just friends and not dating to him doing a signing at the freaking Pasadena Walmart on Fairmont. And because I'm committed to the cause, man. When I like a girl, I will go stand in line with her to meet another hot guy. So what we did was they had us snaking through the aisles behind the jewelry section of Walmart. And, exactly. Dude, hey, look at me now. I'm winning, right? So
that is true.
That's right, Balor. I won, you piece of shit.
Yeah. You take a 12-pack and hit the road.
Go back to your island, you potato eating bastard.
Yeah, 12-pack son of a bitch.
12-pack, 18.
You're gonna pull like what is it, a basketball? Like, go back to your millions of dollars in your mansion in your Victoria's Silver set.
Playmate of the year.
Yeah, go back to your $5,000 Lego collection, you son of a bitch. Balor.
Yeah, no, dude, it was very fortuitous. I had drawn a sketch card of Balor. It was like half Demon Balor, half regular Balor, and I put it on like Instagram. And everybody was like, "Hey man, nice Randy Orton sketch," and I'm like, "Oh, womp womp." So everybody just thought it was Randy Orton. It wasn't my best outing, but I was excited because I wanted to give it to him. I was like, I'm an artist, man. I want to give him something cool. I wouldn't assume he kept it or threw it away, whatever. But she got her Finn Balor Chase Pop signed, and we were both like marking out as we walked away from the table. And there was legitimately a Piso Machado wet floor sign. I was like, "Oh, photo op!" And so she took a picture of their signed pop right by the wet floor sign. Go
Don't be
figure.
so modest. He recognized your card, remember? He recognized it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he had seen it online because I had tagged him on it. And he was like,
nice.
"Oh, I recognize this. I don't do it. Whatever. I'm not the accent guy. That's another podcast that you're on that does all that shit." It was a pretty cool moment. I really enjoyed woo bombs. I kept setting off woo bombs in Walmart in Pasadena while people were waiting patiently. You'd be like, "Woo!" and then like 3
and then
hours
like
down,
97
"Woo!"
other people do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Oh,
you got to take your little wins where you can get them. Like it was a very boring wait, but you know we're all wrestling fans, so you had to do something.
well, at least you were indoors. When I met Becky Lynch, I had to like wait outside,
Ugh,
like in
how was that?
drizzly weather. Since from like, I think I got there at like 4:30 in the morning.
Jesus,
Jeez.
man.
Jeez.
Right, and I barely got into like I was one of like the last like 2 or 3 groups to get in there.
We were the last ones for Balor.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
one of the last ones for Balor. Yep.
And I was there for
Wow.
5 hours.
Gosh.
I got a sunburn meeting Caitlin.
That's
when I was
crazy.
waiting outside.
Wait, who?
Caitlin.
Who
who's
are
Caitlin?
you?
The
Bottom
day
right?
she won the Divas.
Yeah, bottom right.
Bottom right?
I did it. I did. I feel like I'm part of the family now. Y'all go ahead and have me on the podcast. It's fine.
Celeste Bonin, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Rest in peace, right?
No, she's still alive.
No,
Oh.
that's actually Mazzaro.
Oh, yeah,
I
I'm
think
sorry.
Celeste
My
Bonin
bad.
lives in Houston.
Yeah, she lives in Houston.
Right?
Yeah,
She
lives
has
in
like
Houston.
an athletic wear company.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is
Probably.
awesome.
It's probably right next to the Zone de Erotica off of Beltway. So who knows? Who knows with that?
Next to Cindy's boutique.
It's next to a Cindy's.
This is welcome to the Houston Porn Shop Talk.
Yeah.
No, we're just throwing shade out there towards Celeste Bonin. I mean, aka Caitlin.
Oh, man,
I can't remember her
whatever.
last name.
And look, let's be honest, okay? As wrestling marks, we talk about who's hot and who's not, whatever. Every chick that's been a wrestler, who's been hot, that's been on TV, in these made up scenarios, we're like, would you? It's more like, would she? Right? Let's be honest with
For
ourselves.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not
you're
like
not
we're
part of the equation.
not at all. Like you
Not
know,
at
it's
all.
funny. Like I enjoy y'all's podcasts and everything, and it's funny like when like you know, did we lose Hamilton?
I think we lost Hamilton. See what happened when you talk about
He's like-
Caitlyn? See what happened when you shaded Caitlyn? He left. He left.
He just couldn't deal with it. He's like,
He
absolutely
couldn't
not.
do it. He could not deal with you slamming Caitlyn.
Uh-oh.
And then he's back.
I
He's
don't
back.
like the web browser just like crashed.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I've told Nicole. It's funny. Like there would be times where like y'all are like, you know, the F Marry Kill or whatever. It's like, okay, it's good to think that we can all sit here and have our pick of who we think we, you know what I mean? But like,
Right, for sure.
we'll take any bonus thrown to us. Let's all be real about it.
Right. Like if I met Sasha Banks, I wouldn't be like, hey, I got asked to fuck, marry, kill, and you were my Mary. Like, I'm sure she wouldn't be like, yes, I do. Let's go. You know?
Well, I mean, if I met Sasha Banks, I'd be like, "Yo, kid," or Taco Bell. So, but that kind of ages me.
And furthermore, like let's go the other side of the spectrum. If you're locked in a room with Nia Jax, one, you don't really have a choice because she's going to beat the shit out of you. Because she's going to take your hole to town.
Wait. Did you say beat or eat?
Both.
I don't know, man.
Both.
Yeah. Yes.
Either way.
Yes.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, we're black t-shirt mafia, and we want to have a story.
Yes.
And what a story that would be. The time that Nia Jax took me to task. Do you have a choice?
If he had a Poncho's buffet for you.
No.
Yeah, you can sit here and be like, whatever the button was for the Alistair back, blah, blah, blah. But like, you're going to do it. Come on, you're going to do it because if nothing else, it's a story. You're like the time I banged Nia Jax.
Yeah, it's a
Is he funny
story.
as hell? Exactly. So I just think it's funny. Like I always find it very humorous where it's like that Mary Kill. I'm like, okay, right, yeah. We would all do it, you know, whatever.
Right.
We definitely would.
We talk a big game, but we fold faster than Superman on laundry day.
There you go.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
It's true. It's true.
So Eric, I gotta
Oh.
ask you talk about wrestling, you watch wrestling, but you actually were a wrestler for a long time as well too. So how did you get
right.
in? How did you get into Doomsday? Like, what happened to get you on the roster, and what happened for you to be the champion? I mean,
Yeah, what was your contract like, man? What was the guaranteed money?
I was rolling,
4 hot dogs and a Diet
I was
Coke.
rolling in dough, unlimited
Play-Doh.
cocaine backstage, you know, the usual.
Dude, doing cocaine off of Houston hookers' asses, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. I would do mine off of like a nice spiral ham, you know.
There you go.
Sure.
A rum ham.
A rum ham?
Rum ham.
And kind of offer you some cocaine off this rum ham in this trying time.
Right. So there's a friend of my wife's. Well, you know, he's my friend now, but he knew my wife before he knew me. And we were at a bar one day. We were just talking, and like wrestling came up. I don't know how. And he's like, "Oh, have you been to Doomsday Wrestling?" I'm like, "No, what's that?" He's like, "Oh, it's like this wrestling comedy show. Like, you know, a guy I've known forever. I went to high school with does it, and yeah, if you want to go, we'll you know, it's at Fitzgerald's. I think like in a week or two." I was like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's check it out." And so we went, and I had a blast. It was it was the steel cage. I think it was Doomsday 9, and they did like a steel cage match, which meant they got like portable fencing.
Yeah.
Just put it around the ring, and it was phenomenal. And so afterwards, Greg had a party at his house, and I ended up going to that, and just ended up talking to him, and I was like, "Yeah, man, the shows it was so great. I'm a huge wrestling fan." And he was like, "Hey, you know, we're always looking for new people and new characters, and you know, if you're available, just give me your info, and once I get the next show going, you know, I can see what characters I need, and if I'm going to do anyone new, and I can let you know." And
That's awesome.
yeah, so the next show started happening, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, I need like a character to do this. I need a character to do this. I need someone to be Beefy Joe, which is like this butcher wrestler." I was like, "Yeah, I mean that would work." And that was actually supposed to be a tag team, Beefy Joe and Meaty Mike.
Oh yeah, all right then, go on.
Yeah. So and then they just ended up making it a singles wrestler, and I was supposed to be a heel because, you know, who doesn't hate a butcher? And by like my third show, I was just like getting over a lot with the crowd. You know,
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
That's true.
You know, like one thing I've always learned with you know, performing, whether it's doing wrestling or doing karaoke or whatever, people love to feel like they're involved.
Yes.
So if you can do something that gets the crowd involved, then you're golden, you know, which is, you know, Sheamus used to do the thing where he put you on the outside of the rope and beat you with his fist, and he'd do it quick. I'm like, well, I could do this with the sausage, and I would do it so that people would get to count.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, because who doesn't love to fucking count to 10?
That's right.
And
it's a staple of wrestling lore.
yeah. And so it took me a few shows till I actually got my finisher. I think I happened to be watching ECW, and Sandman did the White Russian leg sweep.
Yeah.
And I was like, I bet if I use the sausage as a kendo stick, this would work. And because, like, I didn't have a finisher because I hadn't won a match. So I was kind of like Kurt Hawkins in that aspect. And so I was like, well, I need a finisher. And yeah, that's how my finisher, the Rack Slam, came.
That's awesome.
And I did Doomsday for a while. Did
Yeah.
a few shows. Winning the title, it's a story. That's what the script called for. I'm sure me being over with the crowd, really helped a
Yeah.
lot. Because the motto is always send the fans home happy.
That's true.
Exactly.
So I think when I won, it was a pretty big deal. Everyone was super excited in the audience. I really made my wife upset that show though, because she didn't know I was gonna go through a table
Oh
until
man,
we saw the show.
you Mick Foley'd her.
Yeah, basically. And she's like, "Why don't you not do that again?" And
You don't
but
understand. It's for the fans.
right. It was what it was. It didn't kill me. It didn't hurt. So yeah,
So
just
I gotta ask, is she the reason why you had your last stand?
no. So I wasn't in a show, so I went to
Mhm.
go see it,
Yeah.
and I forget what their tag team name was. It was the two rocker chicks.
Oh, okay. I remember. I remember the name.
Was it Call of the Wild? No,
Sounds no.
something wild. It was something wild.
Yeah, something like that.
something like that. And so I was watching the show, and they had a match, and one of them jumped off the second turnbuckle, and it looked like she landed fine, but she basically like blew out her knee.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm like, holy shit, because I had a close. I'm always pretty safe. I try to always work with people who are safe and really
yeah.
drive that point in that this is a hobby. We're not going to make it to the WWE or anything.
Yeah.
This isn't a tryout for the big leagues. Like
Yeah.
this is performance art.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
theater, high impact theater. And we were doing a rehearsal for a match, and what I was going to do is I was going to hit the ropes, jump over the person on the mat, and come back and do kind of like an elbow drop.
Yeah.
And so we go to rehearse it, and I always love the phrase Stone Cold says. They were greener as goose shit. Like I don't even think they'd ever watch wrestling.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh
they
my
they
God.
really had no idea what they're doing. And I go to jump over them,
Mhm.
and they fetal position, but like up. And
Yeah.
basically I trip midair, and if I hadn't thrown my arm out, I would have hit my neck on the ropes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Like luckily I just, I had like a bruise here, but like I started thinking, I'm like, man, that was a simple move, and that's her knee, like
Yeah.
that sucks. I do moves off the second rope. And so I was doing the podcast, just kind of getting into it at the time.
Mhm.
And I was like, we're doing Doomsday rehearsals on Thursdays. We're doing podcasts, 2 days a week. It's just like I'm exhausted. It's killing
Yeah.
me. And so I opted to leave Doomsday, the one that presented less of a chance of physical injury,
Yes.
Right.
And, I miss it for sure.
Uh-huh.
It was always an adrenaline rush, when you go through the curtain.
Yeah.
No performer is ever lying when they say that. There's something about hearing your music hit. And don't get me wrong, I hated my music. I came out to Yakety Yak.
Yeah. I never understood the
Take out
reference.
potatoes in the trash.
What?
I was never a fan of that song. But it worked for the character, it was what it was. But when that music would hit, like people would lose their shit,
Yeah. They would.
and it was like,
They would.
man, like that's like freaking crazy. And I still kind of get that. Like, we've gone out of town to go see wrestling shows before, and it's like you're in New York and someone comes up to you and they're like, "Oh man, I'm such a big fan of your show." And it's like, that's insane because you live like on the other side of the country.
That is awesome.
It's
Yeah.
like when we had there's a guy from Dubai, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a huge fan of your show." And it's like this is so weird that it's
Yeah.
out that much,
Yeah, how could you even fathom that? That's insane. You would never have guessed.
Right. So, I mean, in short, I'll always have to feed my ego. Absolutely. It's just I'm trying to do it less physically these days.
Yeah.
So
And,
instead of working for the pop, you're working for the Patreon.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I don't think my knees were gonna blow out or anything, but it's something you don't want to risk.
Okay.
You don't, man.
Yeah.
I was worried about you getting some sort of injury when you and Josh had that run in, man, because it's definitely not a work. I know that for a fact. You guys would go toe to toe in a Hell in a Cell match at Hell in the Cell if you could, but I think he's too scared to come against you. That's right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
face me, y'all could have a qualifying match to see
Yep.
if y'all can get in the Hell in the Cell at Hell in the Cell.
We have to qualify to get in the cell, first of all.
Exactly.
You're not going to want to miss that match.
Yeah.
No, and that's going to require a whole tournament for 2
Right.
months.
Just us.
That's
Yep.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, a 2-man tournament. Yeah, best of 7. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Exactly.
But I will say that I was at your final show. I was in attendance. It was sad to see you go, or to see to see that come to an end.
Right.
But that was a hell of a show. That was a hell of a show.
It was. I got together with Greg and guy Paul. He played the genie character.
Yes.
And Greg kind of had like a rough outline for the show, and I think it was Paul who had the idea of going back to the very beginning at the end.
Yes.
And it was really fun for me because I kind of got to play heel and face in the same show.
Mm-hmm.
Double
'Cause
turn. Wow.
Right, exactly.
Very rare.
I came out, I'm a huge face, and then like I become greedy and get the title and just become a dick, and then I turn face again, and lose the title, and it was a lot of fun, and I kind of had to say in like who I wrestled, because I'd never wrestled Eddie, which I always wanted to.
Eddie's
And,
good.
I never wrestled Chablis.
Okay.
And that was a lot of fun. And then I've wrestled Ryan like so many times. It's like I kind of couldn't go out without having him in a match.
Okay.
I really wanted the Bizanos. I wanted to fight the Bunny Boys. I thought that would have been good, but just couldn't get it to work with the scheduling for them.
Okay.
You know what
but
sucks
yeah,
for
I
me?
mean,
I never got the pleasure of seeing you wrestle, and I never got the pleasure of seeing the Bunny Boys live.
Really?
My first Doomsday show was at that square downtown, that little park by the
Market Square.
Yeah, by my office.
Market Square. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Joe was the rich Dallas guy.
he was the rich Dallas guy.
Joe was.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Chris, you also came to Sigma, the Sigma Brewing Company one that we were at.
Was that my first one, or was that the second one?
That was your first one, because you saw the Creamy Boys hung himself with the balloons.
With the balloon. I thought that was my second show.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was your first one.
I think it's only 2 I've been to, actually.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, because I took you to one. You didn't go to. Wait, didn't you go to Comic Palooza one?
He
That's
wasn't.
where I met you.
No,
I
actually.
because Chris was working at Comicpalooza. He wasn't
No, but I met
able to see the
him.
show.
That's
Well,
how I met my wife.
I was trying to get Greg to start the show because he was
On
an
time.
hour late.
On time.
And
Yeah.
that's why I blew off Chris. Because I was trying to get him to start.
Sorry,
yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, man. I lost out big time.
Well, I guess
reason
kayfabe
that
is
you
dead
made.
right here. But all through my tour of running sports at Comicpalooza, Greg has never gone on time.
No.
And
it
that
drove
is
me
why I always put Greg's show last in the sports hall, is because he's never on time.
But
So
it
I'll
had
put him.
the biggest crowd.
He would
had
have the
bigger
biggest
than
crowd.
NWA.
He would have the biggest
Yeah.
crowd,
That's crazy.
and he could start whenever he wanted to start, and he could go as long as he wanted to go, because I put him on
Wow.
last because he never started on
Yeah.
time.
That was pretty mind blowing that we had a bigger crowd than NWA.
Yes,
That's insane to me, dude. That's really awesome because
Right.
the two shows I went to, I really enjoyed. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I never got to see you wrestle, but I do have one of your pins on one of my bags. So I went to the merch table and they had a bunch of little
Yes.
buttons or whatever.
the magnets and
like-
the buttons.
Yeah, I was like, Beefy Joe. I was like, I'll take this. And it just turns out that was you. I was like, all right, sweet, man. Awesome.
No, I'll say this: for my tenure of doing the sports hall at Comcaloosa, Doomsday has always had a bigger crowd than the professional wrestling shows that we've had. The only time it was ever rivaled, was whenever NWA had Steiner on their show. That was the only time that the professional wrestling rivaled Doomsday's turnout. That was it.
I have to ask you, are you sure?
And it
Because
took
if you're-
Steiner. It took Steiner to come in to rival Doomsday.
Yeah, because Roe was
Steiner
one of
math, man.
those.
Are you sure that's a correct number? Or did you get it right? Did you get the right percentage on that?
I had
Is Steiner
write
paying
down
you?
titles. No. No, ROW had a good turnout when they had a good turnout their Friday night when they had the Lockhart twins
Yeah.
do the Power Rangers shirt switch, that show. They had a good turnout. They did. Not going to take that away. But whenever they moved Doomsday to the back corner of the sports hall, and you had two sides of the ring where people could stand or sit, the turnout was better. It was just a big turn. It was a better turnout. So while ROW that day before had 3/4 of the ring around to stand and watch, had a bigger area to stand and watch, Doomsday had people taking chairs for other events to go over to Doomsday to watch it.
Oof.
ROW had empty spots here and there in their audience. So
And the crowd was deep too.
yes,
It went sideways and back. There were so many people.
Damn, man. I wish I would have. I wish I went and
Yes.
went and watched it. I
So-
think I was probably tired. I had met Nicole. She blew
Mhm.
me off, and I was like, I'm tired. I'm going home. I think that's what happened.
You can
Yes.
blame Doomsday because
So-
I was trying to get them to start.
So I'm not throwing shade at NWA. I'm not throwing shade at ROW, but Doomsday has always had the better turnout at the areas, and I think it's just because of the entertainment value that Doomsday brought. They were more fan interactive versus what
Right.
professional wrestling was more. They're putting on their performance. Let them do their job. Doomsday is we're putting on their performance, but the crowd is the fifth man in the ring, or the fifth
Right.
man that contributes.
The unspoken cast member.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have a guy running around with a toilet.
Right.
That was true. That's true as well.
You could say the crowd for Doomsday was the X-Pac of the group. It was just,
Oh, they
It
didn't
was
care.
It was X-Pac.
They didn't care. Now I will say that that Doomsday cannot compete with the roller derby girls. They cannot compete with the roller derby. For some reason,
Right.
people loved roller derby in the area. But
Yeah.
for a strong second, Doomsday brought crowds. They always had a lot of crowds. So
Mhm.
big
They were
comments on
gone
that.
for 1 year, and everybody wanted back.
Yeah. And since then, I would always, after Doomsday, after the final sports thing, I keep getting asked, A, where's Sports Hall at? And B, is Doomsday going to be there? I wasn't asked about NWA. I wasn't asked about ROW. I wasn't asked about any backyard wrestling thing. I was always asked about Doomsday. So,
Yeah.
damn, I want to go to a Doomsday show now. All the Doomsday talk.
so
Hopefully they do one by my office again.
well,
Right?
Greg
I imagine
posted
they'll
something that
probably have one soon.
Greg posted something about working out the details like soon or something like that.
Because Chris came out with a character at the show we went to, like a Cajun guy.
I would do it, dude. I can't even lie. I would legit. Like, I did indie wrestling for a little bit. This would be a lot more conducive to, the like you said, the theatrical part of it is the more
Right.
the fun to me. Like I would want to be a heel and I want to piss people off and I want to, flip off babies and shit like that. That's the fun.
That is
I
the fun
mean,
part. That is the
yeah,
fun part.
hands down.
But yeah. So is there anybody in Doomsday that you didn't get to work with that you really wanted to outside of Eddie? Because you said that you wanted to work with Eddie, and that didn't happen. And for those of you who don't know, Eddie is or was Twerkules, which was hilarious.
Twerkules. He
Twerkules
was
was
Mr. Cuddles in the show that I fought
Yeah,
in.
Mr. Cuddles.
Wow.
The cat.
Oh, that's right.
I think I got everyone
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted to wrestle.
Did you get Cody?
Yeah, Banana a few times.
Okay.
Well, that's somebody we need to have on the podcast.
Yeah, we need to get
top,
Cody on
Top
here.
Banana?
Top Banana.
Yeah.
He'll probably be drunk off his PBRs.
He's definitely one of the best heels that Doomsday had.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I really thought his character, and then when he got a manager too, like that was just icing on the cake. Like,
he was
that's
good,
so
man. He was good.
The manager, him in his highlighter jacket. It looks like he marked a white jacket with a bunch of yellow highlighters.
Yeah,
it was
for
just...
sure.
It's indie wrestling, Aaron. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah.
It was great. It was really good. So, wow. I can't really think of any other questions because he's kind of covered his whole Doomsday career and everything.
Yeah.
And then obviously Doomsday working for that led you to the podcast because of the Basanos, and they're the Bunny Boys, who they were hilarious in Doomsday. They were always funny to watch in Doomsday.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the podcast is great. So yeah, What's Wrong with Wrestling is What's Wrong with Wrestling is pretty much what everybody says when they watch Raw and SmackDown.
Seriously.
And Superstars and all of that.
Yeah, y'all covered
Nobody
it on your
watches
recent.
Superstars.
Yeah, what are you? Look, y'all covered that recently, man. When you talk about like being a devout listener, like I really love the show, and I will. Y'all talk about how in your everyday life, like the show just leaks over into every day. Like it'll be like, oh, so and so is looking for you. Or did you see so and so? I'm like, who are you? Like I just, I can't help it, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you know, and you point out on the podcast, which is funny because she got me your pizza shirt for my birthday, which I love.
Yes.
It's awesome. And I'm so like right now you see me sitting at my desk. You do, the listeners don't. But I'm sitting here working and I'm listening to the show, and it's like, oh, and we want to thank Nicole Bacon for getting. I'm like, or Nicole Foreman. I'm like, wait, what? And she's over here asleep in bed. I was like, spoilers. So like, I paused it. And I went over. I was like, thanks for the T-shirt. And
I told Hamilton to do that.
It was good, man. I really liked it. It was awesome. I really feel like more people need to know about your podcast, especially wrestling fans. It's a tough time right now, man, because wrestling being what it is, and being that we're fans, you want more people to watch the program. You want people to see it. But then, it's a catch-22. We want the shows to be there, but then again, you want people to listen to your podcast because everything you guys say is right. It's like,
I see the past year, like the past year in the Thunderdome is kind of like a blessing and a curse. Like over the past year, it's gotten so bad, and being able to get the word out there at shows again, like for our podcast. Because I mean, you're gonna see a bad show. It's like almost a guarantee. You're not gonna get the outcomes you want, So I think over the next couple months, I'm really hoping that we can boost up our listeners by giving out just a ton of cards, because we'll be, we got a show in Houston, the show in Fort Worth, and then we're gonna do the one in Vegas for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
What are the chances? I mean, I know we're on the tail end of all things, round one of COVID, but how do you guys feel about another live show in the near future? Is that even possible? Because I didn't get to go to y'all's live show or anything. I'd like to, but I know the safety is a thing. So
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something we'd want to do. Um, it's like it's something that we definitely have to plan out. I think with like with Money in the Bank, since we're just kind of going up there Sunday and then coming
Mm-hmm.
back Monday, like we'll probably post like, "Hey, we're gonna be here after the show if you want to hang out." But I think as far as another live show, most likely, unless like Royal Rumble is somewhere drivable,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it'll probably
Dallas.
be when we go to Dallas for WrestleMania
Oof.
next
Yes,
year.
because we're going. We're going. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
we're
not
gonna
missing.
go.
We're not missing a Mania in our damn backyard. Are you
Yeah,
kidding me? There's
we're
no
going.
way.
Right. And like I think with it being in Dallas, it'll be easier to commute there. And I would want to go for at least like 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
5 if possible, because that's definitely something we got to do is a live show while we're there. Kind of
Okay.
get
Yeah, I think that'll be
listeners
awesome.
from
Man,
all
'cause
over the place in one place. And
I feel like y'all would miss an opportunity if you didn't do that.
yeah, oh for
Okay.
sure. We had such a fun time doing the one in New York, and then the one here before the Rumble. So
Okay.
it's definitely something that we're looking forward to doing again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, trust me, man. Like, I really feel like you guys have a great podcast, and I definitely look forward to everybody hearing this show that doesn't know about you guys. I want them to be able to go check it out. So, like, if you got a rundown of stuff that they need to know, man, like, tell them where to find you.
Yeah. Plug your stuff
Oh,
right now.
yeah. So we're basically anywhere you get your podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Podbean, I guess Android podcasts. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how Androids do their thing.
Stitcher.
Yeah. We're even on Spotify. You can find us there. There's always YouTube. What's Wrong with Wrestling? We've got some T-shirts of our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
ProWrestlingTees.com/What's Wrong with Wrestling. If you like our show, we got Patreon. Patreon.com/What's Wrong with Wrestling. Get bonus
Mm-hmm.
content. And yeah, if
Yeah.
you hate wrestling as much, if you hate watching wrestling, like so
Yep.
many of us are, definitely check us out. Hopefully we can win you over with our soundboard antics.
So
And just your natural charm.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that too.
so normally during the show we do kind of a thing where we ask the guests, we have like a what do you call it? God damn, I can't think of the word, the Mount Rushmore of a certain topic.
Yes.
And
Okay.
we've done wrestling before.
Right.
And for you, I was thinking, what's your Mount Rushmore of the music shows that you've seen live? What is your top 4
Ooh.
musical concerts that you've attended that is your Mount Rushmore?
Oh man. Let's see. So I gotta say, one of them. Last time Offspring came here for BuzzFest.
Yes.
Actually, I had tickets.
Ooh,
Mhm.
And
nice.
so I was right on the rail the whole time, right in front of Noodles. And Cage the Elephant played that show too. That was freaking amazing. But the Offspring really killed it, so that would definitely be on there. Elton John, I saw him in Toyota Center a few years ago.
Okay.
My mom's a huge Elton John fan, so I grew up on Elton John.
Mhm.
So I definitely had to go see him. It was a great show. There was a kind of like a sad moment. He's like, yeah, I've been playing a whole bunch of hits. I want to play you something from my new album. And like everyone got up to go to the bathroom and go get a drink.
Oh,
Arena empty, and you're like,
God.
damn.
Oh,
Jeez, man. Not immune to that at all, no matter how big a star you are, I guess.
wow.
Good grief.
For sure. And then
Man. That's harsh.
a few years ago, I saw Paul McCartney at ACL.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seeing a Beatle, he played Hey Jude, and I had like fucking goosebumps the whole time. It was insane.
That's
Wow.
badass.
And I think my 4th would be Newfound Glory. with Hello Goodbye and Saves the Day. So
Mhm.
this was at Warehouse Live,
Okay.
and it was supposed to be in the ballroom, but they moved it to the studio because I guess not a ton of tickets sold.
Yeah.
So I was
Oh,
right
wow.
there. You know, the studio has like that 1 foot high stage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like the whole show is like right in my face.
And the
Holy
wall,
crap.
you can touch both walls with your arms.
Yeah, basically.
That's
And,
awesome.
Yeah, it was like I didn't even like go get a beer or anything because I didn't want to leave that spot. I stayed there the whole like everyone's set, and
Mhm.
I had a freaking blast. It was amazing.
That's awesome, Chris.
Yeah.
What's your Mount Rushmore of performances you've seen live?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to say, Slipknot was definitely high up there for me. I've always been a big Slipknot fan since I was a teen and I was angsty and
Mhm.
mad at the world. Um,
Wait,
and,
okay,
you know,
okay. Is this Slipknot by themselves, or is this Not Fest?
this was not Fest, yeah,
Okay.
because I had
You
never
were
seen them
there.
before. And,
You were there, Eric.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
there. I was there.
I mean, enthralled by the idea. I mean, because it's just, it's Slipknot. I mean, if either you're a fan or you're not, you like them or you don't. And
Mhm.
I think Corey Taylor is a pretty good vocalist and definitely has some good lyrics and stuff. I like Stone Sours. A lot of people don't. A lot
Yeah.
of people are torn on Stone Sour, but I really like that band as well.
Yep.
So that was definitely a big one for me. I really enjoyed Hatebreed at Engine
Okay.
Room back in the day when that was a thing. And I don't think
God, I
it's
miss the
called
Engine Room so much.
right.
Yeah.
Dude,
I saw so
Engine
many
Room.
good shows there.
Yes. I it was one of my favorite venues. I used "I Will Be Heard" as my entrance music on the Indies. That was my music. So I was like, I was a heel, man. People like being pissed off at me, and then the old white rednecks that had to listen to Hatebreed on the way down the ring. Are you kidding me? I was public enemy number one.
Right?
But no, man, that show in particular was funny because I was probably, God, when did that song come out? "I Will Be Heard." What, 2005, 2006?
It was early 2000s. It was early 2000s.
Yeah. So the way the engine room was, and Hamilton knows this, that they had that giant pillar that was kind of like in the middle of the room,
Yes.
Uh-huh.
right? I was
Yeah.
around that pillar when that concert was going on. I love you, my wife, but there was a really hot chick in front of me that was throwing bows and
She
shit,
sounds
as
hot.
you do. She does, yeah. She was hot and sweaty because it was insanely stuffy in that room. She
Oh God.
dude, she saw me because I'm 6'2", and I was, at this time I was, 4 years out of high school, 5 years out of high school. I played football. I was still pretty good shape.
Mhm.
And she saw me as a challenge, and she was like, "Come on, motherfucker!" and like slammed me on the chest. And I was like, "I'm not hitting a chick or whatever." And so like she's like, "Why are you a pussy?" and like elbowed me in the chest. And I was like, "Okay." And so like I Ric Flair chopped her on the boobs, and it was like she it was like she was into it. It was weird. It was like some BDSM type shit. It was like
Right.
this chick we bonded over violence and music, and it was fun. And I can't sit here and lie and say I didn't enjoy myself. It was quite the experience. So that was another one that was really.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm more into that or just the fact that a girl hit me, but it was awesome. So that would be on my Mount Rushmore of concerts.
Tits for bacon, FYI.
I wasn't listening. I was typing in the chat.
Violence in the future.
So that's number 2. God, dude, I've been to so many concerts in my life. Third, oddly enough, the third one I'm probably going to have to say I really enjoyed Brooks and Dunn at the rodeo. And that's because we're all rocker kids and everything, but also our parents were huge rednecks, and so at least
Right.
mine were, and so I was raised up on a lot of country. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And this was the '90s, and so it was the '90s country boom. So you had your boot scooting boogies and your Thunder's Rollins and your whose bed have your boots been under. It was a whole thing. So
Yeah, everyone loved Garth Brooks back in the day.
holy
Literally
shit, what a rock
everybody.
star! Good God, I do. Even still, like if a Garth Brooks if I hear a Garth Brooks song on the radio, I'm going to turn it up because you don't hear it like you used to. Like they used to play the shit all the time back in the day, and now it's not. Now it's all like this hip hop bullshit country, whatever the hell this is supposed to be
hip-hop
now.
country. Blech.
Hot garbage. But then again, I'm old, right? So I just don't get it. The future is now, old man. Whatever. So, but I think my number one concert, man, and I'll explain. It was at the Southern Star Amphitheater at Astroworld. So, do we remember the Southern Star Amphitheater, gentlemen?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
It was the precursor to the Woodlands. It was the hill before the hill.
Uh-huh.
My dad, I'm still a huge Ninja Turtle fan. The Coming Out of Our Shell tour came to the Southern Star Amphitheater.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I shit you not. I lost it. It was on TV. It was like presented by Pepsi and Pizza Hut. Coming Out of Our Shell tour. Yeah! It was like, I couldn't help it. And my dad saw me watch it on TV, and I was like, Dad, I need this in my life. My dad took me. We had season passes. Who the fuck didn't have season passes? So we went. One of the best things I've ever seen in my life. The turtles, I mean, they looked awful. You look at it now, the costumes were awful.
Mhm.
But as a 13-year-old kid or a 12-year-old kid, you're like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Dude, Pizza Power, flying high into the night. It's okay. Okay.
We have been demonetized.
Dude. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. No, they were throwing out foam pizzas. Like foam pizzas into the crowd. I
Really?
know. Your face says it all.
Yeah.
The listeners don't know, but you know. I told my dad, please grab me a pizza. He didn't grab me a pizza. That's okay. I still eat pizza. I still enjoy it. I still love my father.
Yeah.
We worked through it. It was one of the coolest things ever, man. Because like there was they fought Shredder on stage, and like it was just a whole thing.
Did they fight him or like dance fight him?
Was a dance off.
It was a choreographed ass whooping for sure.
Okay.
Kind of like wrestling.
Yeah.
So it all kind of comes back,
Right.
Yeah. But no, it was one of the greatest things ever. And then like NECA recently put out those Rockstar Turtle action figures like last year, a 4-pack, and I shit myself mentally. So I had to have that. And so yeah, that was probably it's all nostalgia feels. But you'll never have that again. There'll never be another Coming Out of Our Shell tour, unfortunately.
No.
I think there should be, but what do I know? So, yeah. What about you, Aaron?
All right, first one. Just because this was kind of the first big concert I went to, Project Revolution 2008.
Ooh, I was at that concert.
Headlined by Linkin Park and Chris Cornell.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
that's right.
The best part was Chris Cornell's performing that one song and you can't, it's like something like and you can't teach that, or it was one of his ballads, and Chester Bennington comes out and sings with him.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Fast forward to Linkin Park's performance, and they're singing Crawling, and Chris Cornell comes out singing Crawling, and from beginning to end, I mean, because we got to that show like at around 11:30 in the morning, and we were just camped the entire day, just watching bands set up and performing and all of that, and just an amazing just show up and down. That was great.
Yes.
So next up, Guns N' Roses Once in a Lifetime Tour 2016.
Oh wow!
Who would have ever thought that they would see Axl Rose and Slash sharing a stage, not fighting on stage, and Axl Rose keep his composure when something malfunctions during the show, and him not beat somebody up.
Right. Yeah.
Never thought I would see that. Never thought
He probably would have had a stroke if he'd done it.
No, the piano broke during his performance, and he hit the key. He stopped. He looked back at the roadies backstage, and he's like, "What the fuck, man?"
Nice.
And so they quickly come out there. The guy's like tuning it up, and the guy and Axl goes, "Hey, y'all are in for a treat. Normally, I would kick this chair out of the way and start fighting somebody. Just YouTube it. I'm not doing that right now." He took a deep breath. They fixed the piano, and he continued singing November Rain. Amazing. Amazing show. He didn't beat somebody up, didn't go to jail that night.
Nice.
I've got to say, next one, I've probably the second time I saw Alice Cooper. And I say the second time because the first time I saw him, he was opening for one of the most boring bands alive today, Deep Purple. This one,
Oh, I was there.
yeah, I know. We were fall singing on the hill. We were passing out
Yeah.
on the hill.
Yeah, the singer had
I
to
left
go
early.
sit down mid-song.
He did.
Oh man.
But seeing Alice Cooper live as the headliner with Nita Strauss coming out there
Yeah.
performing, amazing. He puts on a performance. Alice Cooper will probably perform until he's like, dead, reanimated, died again. Now he's a running zombie, died. Now he's a slow-moving zombie. He'll still perform.
That's
But he
just
puts
his
on
show.
He puts on a performance, an amazing performance, and I love that.
He really does.
And my fourth one is kind of tough. It's kind of tough. But I'm going to
Michael
go
Bolton.
with fuck Michael Bolton. I'm going to go with Offspring and Sublime. Offspring and 311, 2017 show. The reason for that, this was the first time that Dexter came out and performed "Gone Away" on the piano. He did
Oh,
it.
wow.
Wow.
He did it the more emotional way instead of the rock version of it, which eventually
Yeah.
winded up on the newest album. He did that, which was followed by 311, which I love 311, sober, not full of oregano and smoke in the air. It was just a great show. It was just a really good show from start to finish. The only complaint about that show I have is that the Dirty Heads were there. Could care less about for the Dirty Heads, but Offspring rocking it out, followed by a very mellowed out 311 that also rocked, was a great show. So,
Yeah.
and seeing Dexter perform "Gone Away" on the piano was really cool to see because that was completely different. Wasn't expecting that at all during the show.
Did we
Yeah,
say
that's
yours?
pretty awesome.
It is.
Oh,
And-
what about?
Hey-
Hold on. What about Nicole's though?
Yeah, I saw her. I see her notes. Is she gonna talk off screen, or she just want us to read her notes?
I can talk off.
She
Okay.
can talk off.
Go.
So my
This is
first
the-
one,
This is our show. This is our daily bacon bits. Here we go.
Bacon bits. Yeah, I like that.
my
Big
first
narrator.
one is Rock the Bayou. It was what I spent my first paycheck on, and it was a 4-day 80s glam metal festival, and it was also Janie Lane's last show with Warren. They kicked him out right when they got off stage, and then he died like the next year. But it was like Sammy Hagar, Bret Michaels, Twisted Sister, and hair and makeup. And Dee Schneider was like, "We have our whole band. Why are we opening up for Bret Michaels? His band's not even here." Queensryche, Alice Cooper, Lita Ford, everybody. Faster Pussycat was late. Skid Row. Like, it was amazing. And we actually got upgraded. And my uncle's on YouTube watching this guy fall over the barricades and take out a whole row of chairs. That was 2008, and it was on the grounds of Astroworld.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Rest in peace.
It was great. And my uncle has
Sad
a
face.
bootleg shirt that lasted longer than my actual merch shirt. And there was a hurricane coming too, so you can see the hurricane cloud. It was fun.
That's
My
awesome.
second one is Phil Collins. That was the last show before COVID, and
Oh, wow, yeah.
he sat down the entire time. So y'all were talking about whoever sat down. He was sitting down the entire time. My husband's opening food, but it was amazing. He was so good. My third is it's Ghost. So it's either an evening with Ghost, which was no opener, 2 hours of just Ghost, and they played almost the entire new album before it came out.
Mhm.
And it was like the week before we started dating, and we snuck onto the floor and everything. Or my second show, I was front row. I love you.
Go on, dear. I'm trying to be quiet. I'm sorry.
I was front row for Ghost, and like Papa was like he kept coming over and like shaking my hand, and I got amazing pictures. And my fourth one is Alice Cooper and Motley Crue.
Nice.
I was 5 rows from the front.
That's awesome. That's
You
awesome.
and your Nutri-Grain bar.
You gave me this Nutri-Grain bar. You don't like strawberries.
No, Motley Crue and Alice Cooper. That was I've seen Motley Crue 5 times, and we might go to the Def Leppard show because I've never seen Def Leppard. It's like the one 80s band I've never seen. But like Alice Cooper is always amazing. So I'm at the Rock the Bayou. I was like, he threw beads at me, and I caught him during $1 Million Baby.
He threw beads at you?
Yeah, eccentric rich Cindy was there.
Did you show him your tits?
No, I was in the makeup.
Oh.
Oh.
No, I had the makeup, and he pointed at me through the beads. Some chick tried to take my beads, so I smacked her, and I grabbed them from her.
You smack her with your tits?
No, I actually assaulted a person. And
Those are my beads, bitch. Wah, wah.
No, I assaulted a person. I was like, these are my beads.
Okay.
I still have them too.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yes.
I have a lot of stories from concerts.
That took a twist that I was not expecting.
Hey,
Titty twist, if you will.
hey,
A titty twist to that. Yeah.
I ended up in Cosmo because of a Steel Panther concert.
I thought again that was a different twist I was expecting for that magazine ending too. So wasn't
It was
expecting
Austin.
that. You're
Your
not helping
manager,
yourself.
Like,
You're
gave
not,
me free tickets.
you're not helping yourself with these story endings. So
That was a funny story, though. I met Steel Panther, gave their manager my number, flirted with him,
Again.
got free tickets, and then ghosted him.
again,
Wow.
not
Oh, and I took shots with sticks.
Okay, the first thing that comes to mind for me is going
I
back
was
to
in
Chappelle's
college.
show. Yeah, yeah, in college. So
wrap it up,
Chappelle
B.
show.
Wrap it up.
no, Chappelle show where he goes, biggest mistake I ever made was having sex with a gangbang here without a rubber.
I didn't do anything.
I know that. I would assume you didn't. You were a woman
Dangerous
of high moral
Toys opened
fiber.
for that show. Dangerous Toys is awesome.
Dangerous Toys?
It's an 80s band from Austin.
Oh.
Sure, yeah, I bet it is. I bet it
You,
is.
you know how my family is.
I bet it is. Okay. Okay, this has took a turn for something else. Okay.
Hey, it was funny. I ended up in Cosmo.
Yeah, Dear Penthouse, this happened to me today. This
Right.
band called Dirty Toys called me. All right.
Dangerous Toys, and they're from the 80s.
Maybe they're out of batteries. I don't know. Okay.
Oh my god.
Eric, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for letting me be privileged to this.
Thank you for coming on.
This is
I had
great.
fun. I had fun.
Absolutely.
Luckily you get to do a show without a troll. That's at Little Caesars, and I'm glad that if you had fun, that's great. So, what?
Nothing.
No, she said Devin works at Little Caesars. That's my nephew. So
Well,
now
don't
she's
tell-
equivalent my nephew with Reese's Pieces or whatever.
bottom left with that guy.
Bottom left, yeah.
But yeah, thank you for coming on. If like we've made it mentioned it before, What's Wrong with Wrestling's the podcast. You can find it at almost every podcast outlet. It was fun. I had fun tonight. I think Chris
Yeah,
also
man.
had fun as well.
Yeah, dude. Like seriously, like you guys been on a great podcast, man, and that's I can't say that for every podcast. I unfollow a lot of podcasts. After a while, it gets kind of old. Like I know what I'm in for every time y'all guys come on, and I can't recommend it enough, man. And that's not me just blowing smoke. I really think you guys are doing the Lord's work in the way of like helping us cope with what we're having to deal with as wrestling fans. We
Yes.
are perpetually glass half full people. we are in, which also works hand in hand with being self-deprecating wrestling fans.
Yes.
So you guys find that medium, and you guys help us deal with it. And I, as you know, I'm a huge fan. So
I would
it's
just
definitely not easy trying to make original content off of the same rerun every week.
no kidding, man. No kidding.
I will say this: if you're able to listen to a podcast, since you love comedy and everything, there's a podcast called the Colt 45 Movie Podcast. Check them out.
Okay.
You will laugh your ass off. Find a movie that you like, listen to it, and laugh. You will die of laughter. It is great.
Yeah, you guys are on the Mount Growth from one of my favorite podcasts alongside Colt 45 because we consider them friends of the show. I mean, I know that Aaron and I both follow them very closely, and just like y'all's show, and so if nothing else, your takeaway from today might be that we just introduce you to a new podcast. So who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely check them out.
So
always looking for stuff to listen to.
Absolutely.
Hey, when you're working in the office, you gotta kill the time. You gotta kill the hours.
Absolutely.
And that's what
Speaking of 3 hours, we're at 2 hours and 12 minutes. We are.
God damn it, Chris! I'm trying to wrap this up.
We got a format here, man. The format is going too long.
Our format.
More heavy metal.
Oh,
Glam metal.
Jesus.
Okay, thanks for listening, guys. Until next week. This is Aaron,
This is Chris.
and thanks for listening. If you've made it this long, pat yourself on the back. Go get yourself the extra cookie, and take a shot of turpentine. Until next week. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Front Row Negative, a Cross the Streams media podcast.